Thank you for watching Darker Things, the series that brings you deep dives into history's most disturbing events, personalities, true crime, conspiracy theories.
Let me ask you something. If a child tells you their doll talks to you, do you listen? I'm not talking about pretend. I mean, actually talks. What if the doll talks back? There's a doll in Florida they keep behind glass. People visit him every day. But before you take his picture, you're supposed to ask for permission. Because if you don't, things tend to go wrong. His name is Robert. In 1904, a little boy named Gene Otto was given a gift. A strange, handmade doll dressed like a sailor. They said it came from Germany, but no one's really sure who made it or why. At first it was innocent, just a boy and his toy. Tea parties, long talks, the usual stuff. But something changed. Little Gene Otto started blaming the doll for things. Broken dishes, messy rooms, tantrums. "Robert did it," he'd say. And sometimes the doll would answer. Gene's parents thought it was just a phase. But they started hearing things. Whispers behind closed doors. Furniture moving in the night. Footsteps upstairs when Gene was fast asleep. They tried to set boundaries. They locked Robert in the attic. But little Gene Otto wouldn't let go. He drew distance. Strange. And then, not long after, his parents both died. Some say it was illness. Others say it wasn't. But Robert didn't like being ignored. Years passed. Gene grew up. He left for art school. Found himself. Fell in love. Got married. And for a while, Robert the doll was forgotten. But Gene and his new wife moved back into the old house. The one where he grew up. The one with the attic. And there he found Robert again, tucked away, waiting. He brought the doll downstairs, introduced him to his wife. She wasn't thrilled. She said Robert made her uncomfortable, that he watched her, that he would change his expression when she walked into the room. Gene brushed it off, but over time, he became obsessed again. He painted Robert, photographed him, talked to him for hours. Gene's wife began sleeping alone, sometimes crying behind closed doors. And then one day, she died. Some say it was an accident. Others say she fell down the stairs. But no one really knows, except Robert. Gene lived out the rest of his days in that house, with Robert always nearby. Neighbors said they saw the doll in the window moving, watching, even when Gene wasn't home. After Gene passed, the house changed hands. New families moved in, and every one of them said the same thing. The doll moved. He'd show up in different rooms. Doors would slam shut, locked from the inside. Children would scream. Dogs would bark at the empty corners of rooms. One woman said she saw the doll smile at her. They left, every one of them. And eventually, Robert was moved again. This time to a museum. Today, Robert the doll lives in the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, sitting behind a glass case surrounded by letters, thousands of them, apologies, begging for forgiveness, people who visited him and did not ask, people who got into accidents, lost jobs, fell ill, watch their very lives come undone. They write to Robert, hoping to lift the curse. They say sorry. They plead, because no matter how silly it seems, they know what they felt, what they saw, what happened after. Some people say it's just superstition, an old doll with a scary face and a good story. But here's the thing about stories. The more you tell them, the stronger they get. And Robert's story, it's been growing for over 100 years. He listens. He remembers. He waits. So what do you think? Haunted? Cursed? Or just a really good story? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And if you ever visit Robert the doll in person, please be polite. Ask for permission. Don't make fun of him. You might want to ask before you click. As always, this is a reminder from me, Doug Duncan, that once you enter the dark, you may never be the same.